complain about my star was stolen, my stardom was stolen. How was it stolen? Why was it stolen?
Hi, beautiful people.
Hello, guys.
Welcome to She Speaks Sacred.
Where her voice becomes a sacred right.
She speaks.
We listen.
Spirit moves. I'm Wamboi Mukunda.
And I am Zanele.
We are doing a part 2 of the femininity propaganda we are not falling for. If you've not watched part 1, go and watch that, because this will be a continuation of that. You'll go to understand the points better.
Yeah.
And to our first point, a high-value woman always lives by the society standards. So this is where there are certain standards that have been set by the patriarchal society that we are currently living in, that a woman should be able to be submissive, a woman should be able to take care of herself, her family, the whole community at large. There are certain standards that have been set for women in the society, in different societies, how the women are supposed to live. And that woman will be considered as a high-value woman. But at the end of the day, I feel like feminism is all about a woman having a choice on how she wants to live her life. And right now in the society we are living, women have so much options on how they can live their best life. So if a woman is happy being the society, living the society standards, that's okay. If a woman wants to live as a corporate babe, that's still okay. Me, I feel like for you to be a high-value woman, it doesn't have to be based on society standards. It should be based with your own values, the values that you have as an individual, as a person, as a woman. Yes.
Where I come from, a high-value woman is defined just the way you've defined a high-value woman. For example, if you are a woman, when my father passed, I'll give an example of my mom. When my dad passed, we have a lot of land, farming land. I remember her saying, how will I not farm this land? People will be wondering what kind of a woman I am. My husband has just passed. Now I cannot farm. I cannot continue, his legacy of farming and providing for literally the whole community, because we used to give out food like we are, I don't know what. So for her, it was according to what people will think of her if she doesn't do it. At the end of the day, we used to tell her, Mama, you are tired, you are old, you need to rest. But in the back of her head, she knew that I am considered a high-value woman because of how much land I farmed, because of how much food I've produced, not for myself, not for my family, but for the whole community. She didn't need to farm all those pieces of land. She didn't need to provide for everybody else, but she did it for the society. Yes. So in my country, even me, I think it has come. Now, that's what we're talking about, generational traumas. I don't know if it's a trauma or it's something that I should hold, with appreciation or dearly. Because for me, I feel like I'm not a high-value woman if I'm not farming or if I don't have food that I've grown for myself. And I remember just going and farming for the first time here and thinking my mom would be proud, my dad would be proud. Because for me, it was about what they are thinking about me, or how they are valuing me because of the kind of work I have put in on the soil. So I think it's different when you come from a place where in Kenya, nobody cares. In Kenya, you live your life. Nobody will be asking you, hey, when are you tilling the land? When are you doing this? But for us, if the season has come and the land is just like that, we'll be wondering, hey, what are you thinking this time around? So we start judging you from the kind of work or the amount of work that you do.
Yeah, women have been brought up to think of others before we think of ourselves. Yes, and we are trying to deconstruct that. Where, because you cannot pour from an empty cup, you first feed yourself. So if it's the love, you feed yourself that love. If it's peace, you feed yourself first before you give it out there. But in society, the way it views a woman, the woman is supposed to give and give till there's nothing left in that. So I think for you as a woman, always find a balance where you need to lean on your softer side, where you need to take care of yourself, and where you need to take care of the society and the community at large. Yeah. The other point is femininity is about beauty, elegance, and being desired. There's trends that happen online where we find some women are aesthetically pleasing, they are more feminine just because they are wearing a certain dress, they are wearing a certain way, they are dressing their hair in a certain way, where we find women with wigs are considered more feminine, women with locks are found, they are leaning on the masculine side. Us, we are leaning on the masculine side. But I think we need to deconstruct that, where that every woman, whatever choice they choose of beauty, because we are all beautiful in our own, all in our own way. Whether you have a wig on, whether you have your natural hair on, whether your hair is locked, you're beautiful in your own way, and you can lean into your femininity the way you are. I don't know whether you feel more masculine with your locks on. Does it make a difference?
I think I do. I do. Because, I can't, there are things that I can't tolerate, and there are things that, I don't know if masculinity is not tolerating things or just standing up for yourself. And I always blame it on Kenya. Kenya has taught me to be very rough,
It's rough.
Sometimes,
Nairobi is rough.
yeah, sometimes even a situation, and I look back, I'm like, why did I overreact? But it's because of the kind of environment that I find myself in. And you find that people will be arguing in a matatu for absolutely no reason. The conductor has forgotten to give you change back, and you are there now arguing with this guy instead of just saying, oh, you forgot to give me change. The approach to certain situations, hey, wewe rudisha change yangu, kwani unataka, unaona? There's a lot of arguing instead of just being calm and soft. And I feel like our society grooms us to become who we are. I've become more masculine, and not because of I don't know if it's the hair, but I think because of the kind of environment that I find myself, the people I interact with in matatus, in town, there's just a lot of roughness.
Yeah, and I also think even as you're growing up, the beauty standards, if you are lighter, you are considered more beautiful, more girlish, more feminine, more calm, more soft. Whereas if you are dark, you are rough, you are not attractive to people in your society. So I think the same way even right now, if you have locks on, if you are wearing trousers throughout, I don't know, sometimes it also matters, because the moment I'm wearing a dress, I feel soft.
You feel so?
Yes, do? I do. But then for me to make a change, I feel like I do not need to be lifting anything. I need people to just be working around
give your
me.
husband kiss,
Quietness.
Yes,
Quietness.
Do?
That one. Sitting in dress, please. But hapo kwa husband sijui, he gets any energy that is around at that time. Yeah, but I naturally feel like I don't need to be jumping around. Whereas I'm in trousers, I feel like a boss babe. I feel like I need to be making money moves. I need to be moving. It just, I don't know. I think it's just the way the clothes maybe make me feel. Yeah.
Right. I think it's the same even for the hair and everything else. Yeah.
So on to our last point for this discussion. Feminine women don't chase success, they attract it. Me, I'm all about attracting money, attracting success, attracting energy, good vibes. I'm all about that. So if me being on my feminine energy attracts that, I think I need to be leaning more in that. I don't know whether femininity plays a part in that, because if you're leaning on your feminine side, that means you're more softer, you're more calmer, slow living kind of aesthetics. Even though the life we are currently living, you need to balance that, because you can't be soft and slow all the time, because you still need to make money and move around. So I feel like my slogan is all about attracting success, money, and good vibes and good energy into my life.
Yeah, but I have a question on attracting, money and attracting things into your life. What is this attraction? Do you attract just by sitting and waiting, or do you attract by giving work, by putting in some work? Because sometimes people feel like they just need to sit down and things will start moving for them, start happening for them. And you find a lot of, especially our young generation, there's a lot of complaints that, the Gen Zs just want success overnight. You just want to trend on TikTok, you're a celebrity, brands come to you, and that is it, boom, success. But there's a lot of work that needs to be put in. So by attracting wealth, are we attracting jobs? Are we attracting, because there should be work. For me, I believe
Yeah.
that there should be work that is put in for you to get the same favor in return. Are we attracting, people with the same energy, like high value people who are of success, who are of money, status, and the kind of energy that you want in your life? Or are we saying we just sit down, relax, and be, baby girls and wait for things to happen? Because the mistake that we want to do, the mistake that we'll do in that is you will attract men who are also looking for women who are not into working but are into receiving. And that is where people complain about my star was stolen, my
Yeah.
stardom was stolen. How was it stolen? Why was it stolen? You gave it out because you were lazy to put in the work. You attracted just by opening up your legs and thought that that's the best attraction that you can do. Yeah.
We may also try with this mentality of attracting all the time. It may also create a lazy society
It's true.
where we just sitting down and waiting for things to
Yeah.
come. And does that mean that if you're more into a feminine energy, you're attracting more? What happens to men also in their masculine energy? Are they also attracting the same? So that we are not biased, it's only the feminine energy that attracts success and wealth. I think in everything there should be a balance. When you need to rest, when you need to work, there should always be that balance. The same way when you need to use your masculine energy and when you need to use your feminine energy.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think we talked about it, sorry, in our previous video, about the masculine energy. For the men, I think men are sorted in most things, and we really need to start empowering the girl child, because men are starting to empower themselves. So for them, masculine energy is working on yourself.
Yeah.
And what does this mean? Your health, your wealth, you as a person, as an individual. And they claim that if you do that for yourself as a man, it's easy for you to attract a good woman, it's easy for you to attract a good job, a good business deal, a good everything, because the way you position yourself, those are the things that will follow you. So for us, feminine, I don't know how we need to have that balance, because we find ourselves lost trying to say, I'm just going to be in my feminine energy and attract. Biggest mistake that you can ever make is attracting using your portal, because for us, I think our feminine energy means our portal. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I think there should always be a balance, and also be very careful of what you're attracting at the end of the day, because you may be attracting things that are not of value to you. So also be aligned with who you are as a person, understand yourself as a person, and always have a balance. Life is all about balance. If you have any other points, please write them in the comments down. We'll appreciate that. And we are creating a Telegram community of like-minded people where we discuss this and more topics about spirituality, about feminism, masculine energy, and anything that is affecting the society in general. So if you'd like to join our Telegram community, it's only 100 shillings a month or $1 a month. So this is to enable them. The reasons why we are charging is to enable that the people who are joining that community are people who are serious and people who we can grow together and work together, and people who are open to discussing and helping each other.
Yeah, because if you commit yourself to something, you work towards achieving it.
Yeah.
If you make things free and accessible to everybody, you attract, and that's what we're talking about. We don't want to attract people and energies that are not of the same value.
Yeah, we need high value people on our Telegram community.
Yep.
And if you think you're that high value
We need
person,
you.
please write a comment, message us, and we'll connect with you and you can join the community. Till the next video, don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Bye bye.
Bye.